For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
The governing St. Lucia Labour Party is in panic mode. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, NewsSpin, on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel and Power 97.9 FM. During the course of the program, as usual, your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Amanda is already going through some of your comments in the chat room, and she'll be providing us with a few updates. We hope you're having yourself a safe and enjoyable Wednesday, and you're all set to focus on those issues of concern to you. And I'm sure that you're looking forward to yet another exceptional program, and one, no doubt, that will affect your life in one way or the other, and if possible, produce some results. So the governing St. Lucia Labour Party is in panic mode. And over the last few weeks and months, it has only been putting on a brave face. But believe you me, deep within, when they do the analysis, when they do the introspection, they realize that they are in some kind of political trouble. And sometimes when you are in a vulnerable state, you pretend that things are not what they really are. You pretend that you are okay. Somebody would ask you how you're doing, but yet still you'll say everything is fine. All is not well with the SLP, and it is not so assured of victory come the next general election. Let's think about winning all the 17 seats. And when the SLP hacks call certain shows, they tell you This city will not win. That one will not win. Nou ka viye an toué. Philippe Pierre ka viye genyen. That's the thing to say. If you're a blind supporter of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Now, it's not a case where NewsSpin has a horse in the race. We don't have a horse in the race. We are just analyzing the information that is before us, and we are paying very close attention to what is happening within the two camps. One is extremely confident, does not mean that the United August Party will be returned to office. And the other one, if you read them well, and if you know what is happening behind the scenes, they are very, very defensive and not so confident of winning the next poll. The one advantage that the St. Lucia Labour Party has is, as per the Constitution, the Prime Minister sets the date. And another advantage comes to mind. It has access to state resources. And so, last minute, it will engage in various infrastructural projects. Fixing of roads, footpaths, giving contracts to key supporters, etc. But the latter does not always work. Because we have heard time and time again, people are being told, whichever party that's in office, eat their money and vote them out. And why the St. Lucia Labour Party is in a current predicament. Just recently, it decided to replace its candidate for Castries Southeast, Mr. Joachim Henry. Well, it has also decided to replace the Gender Relations Minister, Minister with responsibility for the public service, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot, as its candidate for Babonneau. So one got the impression that she was going to be selected. She's going to be retained as a candidate. The Babonneau seat in the last general election, she won by 110 votes. But I'm told that educator, Mr. John Paul Estefan, who is the brother of former government minister in the previous United August Party administration, Edmund Estefan, has been chosen as the SLP candidate for Babonneau. As for Choiseul, the caretaker candidate, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, has been overlooked, and one Kirsten Charles is the new St. Lucia Labour Party candidate for Choiseul. The United August Party's Bradley Felix won that seat in the last general election by 385 votes. So a party that is assured of victory at the polls, whether it's the UWP or the SLP, and if you are the incumbent, you hardly change your candidates, particularly if they are serving in your cabinet at the last minute. You're talking about just 10 months before St. Lucians are scheduled to go to the polls. We'll be hearing from some of the players. But first, let us hear this commentary by Jimmy Haynes, commenting on the selection of Mr. John Paul Estefan as the SLP's candidate for Babonneau, and also the selection of Kirsten Charles of the SLP's candidate for Choiseul.
Sakali like Labour. Uhatan Denia, Ebetemodu. There is a saying, a cornered rat will bite the cat. This perfectly describes the situation within the St. Lucia Labour Party right now. Recent moves by the SLP reveal a party scrambling and running scared. They have just removed Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, the caretaker candidate and parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Education, and replaced her with Mr. Keithson Charles to contest the Choiseul-Saltibus seat against the incumbent UWP Honourable Bradley Felix. In Babono, they have axed another doctor. Dr. Virginia Poyot was replaced by Mr. John Estefan. And John Estefan is the brother of former UWP parliamentary representative for Dennery South, Mr. Edmund Estefan. And this follows the replacement of the Minister of Equity and Ecclesiastical Affairs, Mr. Joachim Henry, in Castries Southeast, by Ms. Lisa Jiwawa, the SLP Public Relations Officer. Now let's look at this thing seriously. In 2021, in the general elections, the Labour Party won overwhelmingly, 13 seats to 2. Or should I have said 15 seats to 2. Although there are no independents, so that's why I say 15 to 2. Because even the blind can see through that independent charade by now. If they didn't see then, you got way up with that. Stevenson King of Castries North and Richard Frederick of Castries Central are essentially SLP candidates in disguise. The Labour Party wants us to believe that these last-minute changes are driven by democracy. These moves come out of desperation. The seats where candidates have been abruptly changed are all but lost. The best they can hope to do is by bringing in these new candidates, they may be able to reduce the margin of defeat. But defeat is inevitable. No party that is confident and strong as the Labour Party claims to be, that they would even win 17-0 as per the political leader and Prime Minister, what's his name, Philip J. Pierre, would gamble with such drastic changes at the 11th hour. If my point isn't clear, then let the SLP prove it by also changing Emma Hippolyte, Alfred Prosper, and Wayne Girard. You know why? Because those seats are on the brink as well. And they're going too. They've got plenty more changing to do if they want to survive. In fact, if the Labour Party wants to have a real chance at winning these elections, they will have to change almost the entire slate of candidates. Because the people of St. Lucia have made up their minds. They are ready to deliver that verdict at the ballot boxes. No amount of free money, no amount of handouts, contracts, secret deals, backdoor arrangements, paying to vote, or sleeping with the devil can alter that outcome. The writing is on the wall.
And a commentary there by Jimmy Haynes. Now, who is John Paul Estefan? It was 1 year ago he was campaigning for a seat on the executive of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, and he was speaking about his achievements, positions he has held as an educator. Here is John Paul Estefan.
I am currently a lecturer at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I have over 30 years of service in the education system in St. Lucia. My teaching career started at the Deborah Primary School more than 30 years ago. Between that, I was a teacher at Campus B in Viewport. I was also principal at the Deborah Primary School.
Mr. John Paul Estefan, the St. Lucia Labour Party candidate for Babino. Hope I'll be able to interview you very soon, sir, either on NewsSpin or the DBS program Newsmaker Live. It was at a press briefing on the 18th of this month that Lisa Joseph posed a couple questions to Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot regarding her candidacy for the Babino constituency.
We've seen the introduction of Titus Sprayville on the UWP endorsed candidate for your constituency, Babino. Just a quick question on what sort of challenge do you think this is going to mount to you? Are you prepared for that challenge?
I don't know why you use the word challenge.
Well, we'd hope it's a contest. Well, we call it a political contest.
Why it has to be a challenge? As you say, describe it as a contest. And if it's a contest, the better one will prevail. So Titus Prevail coming into Babono. Titus was born in Babono. I've known Titus as a student, and then he left to go to university and he improved himself. So if he's willing to come back and help develop Babono, he'll be most welcome. I think the question some people are asking me is why has he been missing in action for so many years? So he may have to answer that question. But I have stayed with the Babono people for all my life. I've been involved in so many different organizations from the time they had Mothers Group, Fathers Group, Queen Show, Babono Development Committee, Babono Social Club, just name them. I've been there in the trenches with the people helping them. And then I taught in 3 different schools in Babono. I taught at Babono Primary, I taught at Lage Primary, and I was principal at Fontaso. So we have generations and generations in Babono that I have assisted in impacting their lives. So if Titus wants to come and say he wants to make a contribution now, that's for the Babono people to decide. But I've been there with them thick and thin. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of speculation as to whether you will be endorsed again by the St. Lucia Labour Party to contest the seat. Mm-hmm. Can you shed any light on this? Are you facing any internal challenge?
I would prefer it to remain a speculation. Mm-hmm. Those who are speculating, let them speculate, and let's see what happens after the speculation period is over.
It's over. It is definitely over. Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot. Speaking on the 18th of August in an interview or that exchange there with DBS's Lisa Joseph. They said from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. WhatsApp message, somebody says, it's mostly a popularity contest with the St. Lucia Labour Party, in my opinion. And that is a WhatsApp message. Once again, your calls, 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. A call on the landline. Hello, and good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
And good afternoon, Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Boy, I noticed, just like you said, a lot of changes in a lot of the incumbent Labour Party government seats. Looking at Micoud South, in 2016, it was Gideon Ferdinand. In 2021, Gideon Ferdinand, he didn't do too badly 2021. And in 2025, well, leading to 2026 honorable election, but in 2025, the new candidate that was chosen is Shanda Haraksin. Now, I suspect that the Labour Party is trying to bring a lot of new faces to the arena. You don't see that? A lot of new faces. And then the guy from Babono, which you just played a clip with Virginia Albert says, and she did, I must say she did very well. She did not, she said if the guy want to help, let the guy come and help and whatever. And then you have the change in Vieux-Fort South, where Dr. Kenyatta is not running again. And you have this young guy there from Vieux-Fort South. So I suspect there's a mixture of different faces. Whether those who had won before, they figure, well, give them a runoff. I suspect that's what they're doing, give them a runoff and bring some new faces. But this shows the desperation of one to win the 17 seats for true. Because they probably have heard certain rumors that there are certain ministers of government that they have that are not performing.
Well, maybe they conducted a few polls, caller. I don't think political parties act on rumors. It's on the basis of scientific evidence that they might have.
Maybe because what I'm saying, Tim, both parties have what you call a constituency branch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a delegate, and then both persons are being, now to choose a candidate in those constituency, relies on the back of the branch is the one choosing the candidate. Before they used to have majority will runoff. Well, I know for UWP that has changed. So the branch have to make a selection with the delegate to choose a candidate. So what I'm saying is it's most likely the branch, there were person probably in the branch, because in this group, they might have been in this, and I could tell you, you have a lot of misreaction. Person say, oh, well, that person was not that on the ground with so and so, and we would have to choose or select another candidate. And once the branch select a candidate, they send it to the hierarchy of the party, and that is the person the party accepted. But it shows when I suspect there's a, like Jimmy said, there is some panic move for true. Because if I have somebody winning a seat by over 100 votes, and for some reason I would just change that person and bring somebody new, whether I want to run fresh with a few fresh faces or not, I believe they are in the panic moves for true. Because you mean to be Virginia Albert just won an election for them, and then the guy in Castries South, Joachim Henry, and for some reason you are giving that guy a runoff. And you have person like Alva Baptiste who have been there for years, Musa, Sean Edwards, and the others and the others. And these people are almost like untouchable. So who's calling the shot within the rank of the party? Who decide who get in a runoff, who they don't want to run the second time with, and who they want to run with? So apparently, it looked like they are in a panic move, so true. But although I heard the political leader said they're going out for all same thing, avec ina Creole qui do, tout temps go back do ça qui a fallu c'est ça oh. So zéa qui de pour la tout temps pour qu'on éclose ça ou pas ça compter en l'air. They probably think might have some more changes in some of those candidates, because I was told rumors circulating that one in Denver South is not that popular himself. So and plus the one in Ancillary can read.
Well, let's just wait and see.
So that is my contribution for now.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing it with us. We have another call. Hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Hello, Timothy, and thank you for taking my call this afternoon, and to your listeners. This is Stephen Favre, the United Workers' Party candidate for Castries North.
Good afternoon, sir.
Tim, today my heart is a bit heavy, and it's not in my nature to be pessimistic. But when I reflect on what's happening in our...
Hello? Okay, I think that call is reconnecting since he's calling via WhatsApp. Let's see if the call will go through anytime from now. Okay, I suspect. Mr. Favre, are you there? Yes. Oh, go ahead. Continue.
Yes, I was saying, when I think of what's happening in this country, it is very painful. When I look at Castries North, there has been a complete and utter abdication of responsibility with respect to all matters under the responsibility of the current Member of Parliament, Honorable Stephenson King. He is a minister with responsibility for Wasco, and yet still the water supply has not improved. People in Carolee and Chase Gardens, for example, have suffered for 4 years, and now, months ahead of the next elections, he's busy distributing water tanks. Our roads, Tim, another matter under his specific responsibility, are an abomination. They are completely deplorable. And when we think of the numerous policy failures, the Grosley Highway debacle, the Millennium Highway fiasco, when we think of the many arteries which are important to the movement of traffic across the country, all in a state of disrepair, you know, it is really sad that the minister with responsibility for infrastructure has not taken the necessary action to alleviate the plight of road users. And now, 4 years after he was elected, he is busy giving his contractor friends and cronies no-bid awards, allegedly, to pothole and resurface roads across Castries North. after 4 years of neglect? Really? Is that what the people of Castries North is worth? Being neglected for 4 years and hurriedly fixing roads at night now? You know, Tim, Judgment Day is coming soon. And I'm telling the people of Castries North to wait. Be patient. Because fixing roads at the 11th hour is not enough. It is not good enough for us. This is shameful and it is unconscionable. When we also look a little further on another area under his responsibility, SLASPA, yet another agency brought to its knees under this current administration, dismembered for GPH crooked deal, a one-sided deal. The truckers had to go on strike because of the conditions at SLASPA. The port has become very efficient with long delays that our country can ill afford. Yet nothing from the minister with responsibility for ports, Minister Stevenson King. And if that was not bad enough, and we look a little further afield, we see the comments from the Speaker of the House regarding accusations made against yet another Labour minister. These comments bereft of objectivity, ill-advised, which could be prejudicial to a proper outcome in this matter. We see the Prime Minister on crime saying that there's a separation of powers, whilst he accompanied Ernest Hilaire to court on a matter that did not concern him. A Prime Minister incapable of taking personal responsibility or responsibility for the people who elected him. And Tim, we have a junior minister insulting women on television. And I think you'd agree, in most countries, one sentence of this debased and vile commentary would be a fireable offense. But in St. Lucia, nothing. The Labour Party condones and coddles the minister. Things you would punish your child for saying, spewing freely out of the mouth of a minister with impunity. Then we have the CIP scandal, and that I'll speak a little more on later this week. We have a healthcare crisis, horror story after horror story. Tourism is in decline, both cruise and stayover visitors. Tim, this is no longer about Flabo. This is not about Flabo. This is not about Labour. This is about the future of our country. And I want to appeal especially to Labour Party supporters and independent voters who know better that we need to do the right thing in the forthcoming election to save this country. What is at stake is not only parties, what is at stake is our future, the future of this country. And if we fail to act, if we fail to be decisive in our actions and do the right thing for the country, I think that we will reach the point very soon of no return. Tim, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Just heard there from the United Workers' Party candidate for Castries North in the upcoming general election. His name is Stephen Favrier. By the way, my guest on this evening's News Make Alive program is an independent candidate for Castries North. His name is Marcellus Bax-Steed. My guest on this evening's News Make Alive program on DBS television. That's from 8:30. Let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. And of course, let me turn my attention to Amanda. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. Let's find out what is happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, News Spinners. A few comments from the chat room, and News Spinner says here, from the onset, 3 months in a term, they should have sent Virginia packing. Epi that sits. Our comment here reads, next week they will replace the ancillary candidates. And News Spinner says, our PJP is mad, the gang is in trouble. We are ready to make our voices be heard. A comment here reads, Tim, if you know that you have the Electoral Department in your pocket, just like you have the RSLPF, the Justice Department, and many public and private sectors in your pockets, what can change the outcome of a general election, no matter which candidate that is running? If you can change winning candidates, therefore you know your business. Someone says, John Estefan, the opportunist, cannot even win a position in the teachers' union. Is a constituency seat he can win? A comment here reads, so you're telling me people who have won their seats are being replaced? Clearly, there's zero faith in these people and having two so-called independents. A news spinner says, Team, just admit the truth that UWP cannot win the next election, even if they were to win 3 seats, which most people doubt is likely. As it stands now, UWP is more likely to lose the 2 seats because of PJP's excellent performance as a party leader. Another commentator reads, what a waste of education to go up for the SLP party. His wisdom would have been useful in changing the direction of St. Lucia.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. Let's see if we can put another call on the air. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Timothy, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
And good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Timothy, we shuffle. That's what you see in there now, because it's all 17 the fellas say they're taking it. But to me, if I know I'm so brave and I have so much confidence and faith, when I have meetings and I say I'm taking all 17, call the election, guys, who make sure I get knock the election. Anyway, good afternoon, Mr. Tim.
Same to you, sir. Thank you so much. We have another call via the landline at 452-2979. Once again, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Okay, let's take a call. Hello, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller. Whatever.
Yes.
You have a noise in the background. You have something echo in the background. Something is playing. Turn down the volume and go ahead, please.
You heard me?
Yes, caller. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, please.
If the Prime Minister is so sure that he will win the next election, I can pay him my money just to call the election.
That's it, sir? All right. Thank you so much. Let's take another call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Hey, Tim, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
All right, Tim, there's nothing much I wanted to say. I just wanted to alert the hierarchy of the UWPs that there is some malicious thing going on with the ID cards. I have my son who just came in from Canada not too long ago. And he went at the office to clarify his, to make sure his ID card is okay. When they gave him the card, you know what they told him, what he saw?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I go into what he saw, he is from the Dennery Valley, precisely Gadet in the Dennery area.
Mm-hmm.
His birth certificate, everything is pertained to there. And when they gave him the ID, where they told him that, where he saw that he's voting?
Mm-hmm.
In Cicero.
Castro South.
Yes. Now, I am saying this because I have heard many people said that same thing which I am saying there now. And look, my son just came in not too long ago, but he went back already. And he did the same thing which I've heard many times already, and he told me and showed me exactly what is happening. So, to the hierarchies of the UWPs like myself, please, have your campaigners, whoever they may be, to make sure they have the people to check this thing properly, okay? And also, one thing I wanted to say to King, he is the Minister of Infrastructure. I am not even saying please. General, is it possible you try and remark the roads even here in Castries? Because all the roads in the city of Castries needs to be remarked, plus the other roads. And it is very important for all of us. And it will save all of us. All of us are driving in it, the bus drivers, taxi drivers, foreigners, everybody are driving on those routes, and they need to be remarked. So please, Minister of Infrastructure, do that for us, please, okay? Thank you very much, Tim.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, sir. And with regard to the earlier point that you made about people going to renew their ID cards and realizing that they are registered in areas where they were not born or where they do not reside, as you said, caller, this is not the first time we are hearing this. And we have to hear from the Electoral Department about those complaints and concerns. I made an attempt a few months ago to have an interview with the Chief Elections Officer, and he declined. And I'm hoping that he will take the opportunity very soon to address issues of that nature and to guide the St. Lucian electorate as to the process when it comes to registering, and to also speak directly to those concerns and those complaints that are being made, because we do not want, in the aftermath of a general election, for there to be any charges and allegations of impropriety on the part of any department or any individuals, etc. We want to have an election that is clean and fair. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let's see if we have a call on the line. In the meantime, let me go through your WhatsApp messages. And somebody says that, Tim, I have been a resident of Babonneau all of my life, and I can tell you without any kind of doubt, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot has not done anything for any of the communities in Babonneau. It's only now she's trying to cover her back by giving handouts. She lives in Plateau, and I can tell you it's just of some people who can speak good about her representation, far less for the other communities. The Babonneau people know by now she will not retain that seat. We have a call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we lost that call. Once again, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. 716-2026. As if you have a call on the landline. In the meantime, somebody says, do you know that Estefan was vying to be the United Workers' Party candidate for Babonneau? And now because he was not chosen, he jumped ship. He was never a UWP, and believe it, licks for him. That is according to a WhatsApp message. Another comment, somebody says, Tim, I'm lost as to how long it is taking the authorities to provide information regarding the cause of death of Officer Tyson. Secondly, a necropsy is a post-mortem examination of an animal's body, serving a similar purpose to an autopsy in humans, which is to determine the cause of death and identify any diseases or injuries. During a necropsy, a veterinary pathologist conducts a thorough examination and collects tissue and other samples for laboratory testing, which can provide valuable information for diagnostic, research, and forensic purposes. Do we have a veterinary pathologist on island, or just veterinarians, which are equivalent to a general practitioner for humans? Shaking my head. I am worried. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. And let me see if I have any more of your messages to go through. And somebody says there, people check for your names whether they are in the right area to vote Labour out. Labour is desperate and will do anything. No, we don't want to jump to that conclusion. We don't want to cast aspersion at the Electoral Department or any political party or any individual, but we're just saying that we are receiving a lot of complaints coming from people regarding where they are registered, and that needs to be addressed. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
I'm just wondering when a party removes a member, a serving member, that maybe the agenda is much different than what we're looking at. sometimes don't you think that they probably want to win all the seats? That's why they're doing that.
I don't know, Colin.
That's one of the possibilities that I think may happen because.
But why would you change? All right, let's look at the cricket analogy. Why would you change somebody who is performing, somebody who is scoring, a bowler who is taking wickets? Why would you change those individuals? It's because they're not performing.
No, but one thing you have to remember, like this gentleman with the North, what they call North, the East thing, the one that's going over against Guy.
Joachim Henry. Joachim Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now we have.
No, but caller, listen, caller, listen. You're making an assumption with regard to Joachim. Hold on, caller. Hold on. You're making an assumption with regard to Joachim Henry. No one. Hold on, caller. Please, caller. Hold on, please. I'm saying, let's not get into assumptions. What I'm saying to you, and I'll let you address that particular issue. Yes, Joachim Henry had his medical issues. But he also said, even prior to being changed, that he wants to contest the seat. He's looking forward to contesting the seat. He never said that he was in poor health. As a matter of fact, he stressed that he's okay, he's healthy.
Listen, Tim, I'm just saying that Virginia also had problems with cardio problems. So that may have been...
Caller, don't tell me may. Let's go on the evidence, caller. Let's go on the... No, I don't like to listen to nonsense. I don't like... Caller, I don't like to listen... Hold on, caller. But you said maybe. Caller, I don't like to listen to nonsense. You're wasting my time. Listen, caller. Listen, caller. Listen. Just recently, we just played the clip of caller, thank you so much. You wasted my time. Thank you so much. All right, you need to call another talk show. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's take a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon to the whole world.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, Tim, you know I'm very happy today, and I'll tell you why I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
They fired Virginia Albert. Yes. She cannot run for that Babonneau seat again. You fire. Et quoi c'était le plus femme en parlement. Ka bay moun parole, ka jete parole bay moun. Moi blessé Jean Plateau, il est la famille là. Sauver avec votre bali. 10 moutes as an independent candidate. Because there are two men, I will call them two gentlemen. One is John Estefan and another one that passed by my home at Timon Union. This is the voice of Dr. Secret. Okay? They passed and they told me that they are the ones that going up for Babonneau. So I asked them what happened to the lady. You know the answer both of them gave me? They didn't pass the same day, Tim. 2 or 3 days different. You know what they told me? If the lady had done her work, right, they would have no need to change her. So I am very happy today. Not even having lunch today, Tim. You fire Virginia Albert. He prend dans les Party encore. Il fait rien. And the other one they have to fire again is Stephenson King. If you have to look at the history of communication and works minister, all right? If you have to listen, do your Google, your search in the days when they used to do roads with Piqua, FAC, et tout ces bails, right? None of the people that you, because my grandfather used to do that on Francois, fixed up the roads. My mother and her aunt and her sisters, everybody used to be in the road, organizing the road. They didn't have backhoe and all them kind of things. Right now you have excavator backhoe to do everything. Stephenson King is the worst and the laziest communication and work minister. You're supposed to fire Mr. Tugasa. Yeah, they have to fire him. Et puis Madame Virginia, but moi quand you fire. C'est mon nom te gabay travail là, c'est femme on a tout seul te gabay travail. Plateau. All right? Femme work John. Dio vote ba moutez as independent candidate. C'est rien qu'on y. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there, Tim, Dr. Secret drink a shot before he call you? That's a question. All right, let's see if we have another call. Hello, good afternoon to you, NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, I call to ask, why is it when somebody went up for a certain party, like an SLP or UWP, let me go straight to the point. Stefan, I heard publicly that he's supporting Prosper. When he was...
You're talking about Edmund Estefan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard publicly that he's supporting Prosper in the Henry South.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a UWP candidate, he won his seat many times. So I cannot understand if you have made your contribution and then somebody else is coming up to run for the same party he was running for. I believe at that point, you should support the person, not going against him.
Well, caller, that's his right.
Because you have made your contribution.
Caller, that is his right.
I agree. But yes, I agree with that. But you was a supporter of the UWP, not because things don't go your way. For you just turn around and go and support the opposite side. It is his right for true. You can do that. We live in a democratic country. I agree. All this, you can even check these are hypocrites. And they believe that as though we, the electorate, cannot see what is going on all the time. You're talking about your party, about this, about Nuka. As soon as things don't go your way on a particular time, you switch on the other side, just like Mondesi as well. Mondesi was the minister on the UWP side. He was the minister of
So was Stevenson King. So was Stevenson King. He was a minister. So was Richard Frederick. He was a minister.
Yes, I agree with all of that. But why? If I went up for a particular area, Timothy, and then somebody else, they choose somebody else over me, whether I had lose or win, I'll go continue to support my party. I'm not turning against them and say, because you didn't choose me or things don't go my way, I'm not supporting you, I go not support. That's hypocritical. And I believe those UWP on both sides, SLP, UWP, they need to stop that. It's showing it too clear that you all are hypocrites and you're pissing in people's eye and call it rain. That's not in the 60s and 70s again, Timothy. We 2025 people seeing the things clear. When it comes to politics, we see it clear. So this is one of the things I'll never support any on either side. But I can even use Jericho Henry for them saying, no, he said even if he's not going up, he's still going to support his party, and I like that. I like that, even though they slack him. And they choose somebody else over him. He said publicly, I'm still going to support my party. This is the way it's supposed to be. The people, anybody can tell me anything else. That is how it's supposed to be. You cannot have things your way all the time. They have other people that need to give a contribution to the country as well. And I just heard a while ago that if I am Virginia on your show just a while ago there, but I don't know. I have not heard it. So be it. And if that is true, you can never hear that Virginia going to say you're going to support the UWP. No, you're not going to hear that. She's going to support her party. And I believe that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Okay, caller. Thank you so much for calling. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. For a limited time, as a matter of fact, only this month, La Clinique du Corps is offering a $50 discount on all doctor consultations. Take advantage of this special offer while it lasts. Stay with us.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbute at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Hey Lucilec, Sherry here. I've been hearing all about my account and its features. Can you really do all that?
Absolutely, Sherry. I'm Taisha, by the way. My account is your all-in-one power hub. You can check your bill. It's even emailed to you every month. Need a copy? You can download a PDF version anytime. You can manage multiple accounts and paying is a breeze. Use your card or opt for online bank payments. Thank you. Whatever suits you best. Keeping tabs on your energy use? You got it. Track your consumption, download payment records, and see how you stack up against previous months and others nearby.
Thanks for breaking it down A1, Taisha.
You got it, Sherry. My account puts the power in your hands. Remember, it's your energy, your way.
In the blink of an eye, disaster can strike. Are you ready? When the winds rage and the rain pours, will you be prepared? Don't let the next hurricane catch you off guard. At M&C Home Depot and Sunbelt, we understand the importance of preparation. From generators to plywood, we have everything you need to weather the storm. Don't wait until it's too late. Visit M&C Home Depot and Sunbelt today and make sure your family is safe and secure this hurricane season. Play it safe. Get prepared.
Flo's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard for seeing what other imaging can miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. At La Clinique de Corps, we are the only center in St. Lucia offering the most advanced MRI technology. Fast, radiation-free, expertly interpreted, and insurance accepted. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique de Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
That's gone for 6. The Republic Bank CPL is here and the biggest party in sport just got bigger. This August, all roads lead to Darren Sammy Cricket Ground as the St. Lucia Kings light up the island with 5 explosive home games from August 23rd to 31st. Every 6, every wicket, every roar from the crowd is a shot of pure Caribbean adrenaline. So grab your tickets now at cplt20.com or at your local box office. It's time to turn up for the biggest party in sport.
For the interest of this nation, the countdown is on as we get set for August 30th. Friends of New York presents the Forkery Man Liberty Party with friends, including the Forkery Man Kakal alongside Rosalie and Natty Conqueror with MC Mr. Right. Other guest performances include Caribbean, DJ Speedometer, Carter, DJ Bashi, and more. It's a Labor Day party happening at 1035 Hedgemon Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Admission is only $20. And of course, eats and drinks 758 style. For ticket info, call 347-432-7807 or 347-457-7265. It's the For Curry Man and Friends Labor Day party this Saturday, August 30th from 5 p.m. This event is supported by Friends of New York. We're representing 758.
This is the most monitored talk show where we continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. And still to come, of course, an update from Amanda King. Somebody says that via WhatsApp about Stevenson King. He was Compton's right hand and he still betrayed the party they built together. So I won't be surprised if they replace him or just give a new candidate for SLP. By the way, is it still independent? Asking for a friend. That's according to a WhatsApp message. All right, somebody says there, okay, I can't confirm this one, so I will not go through that WhatsApp message. Okay, let's see there. Please bear with me, trying to go through them. Somebody says, Tim, I am concerned about the bus stop in La Guerre. It is still, and Virginia was the one who gave the okay. It's over 6 weeks. We need help in Babylon. I don't know whether she gave the okay for the construction of that bus stop or not. Another one says that Tim Estefan was never a loyal United August Party. He was only interested in the power and money. I personally never trusted him. Secondly, it's been more than 2 weeks. The road between La Panse and Chase Gardens is closed. Some retaining wall is being built. There is no announcement as to when the road will reopen. I'm not surprised because our Rep King is a complete lazy loser, according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more. I called a few weeks ago concerning cleaning and maintaining of the Grand Riviere Health Center. Just a little update. My concern didn't fall on deaf ears. A great job was done there. NewsSpin, the most monitored show. Grand Riviere grows delay. Well, I was hoping that they'll continue to listen to this broadcast as the authorities and listen to the various concerns that are being made by members of the public, act upon them. Somebody says that via WhatsApp, John Estefan has contested many SLTU elections over and over and has never been successful. The teachers never voted for him. He now expects to win Babono, Tikwa for him. Person continues, John Estefan, Claudia Sprayville, and Stevenson King are all examples of opportunists. They're looking for a way out financially. If one supports a party, they should support that party because they are aligned to the principles of that party. Not having your way should not be a determining factor for a swing. The two parties clearly have different principles. St. Lucian should never vote for monkeys who are opportunists because they do not have the country and people at heart. The opportunity is for themselves. Another WhatsApp message, and somebody says there, Tim, ask the SLP for me, please, why they are not replacing Sean Edward in Dennery North. All right, let's take a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, that is not, we SLP changing the candidates that have won their seat. That is not something new.
Mm-hmm.
I should think that you are aware of that. The first who got fired underneath the Kennedy administration, it was Mario Michel, followed by Dr. Peplon.
No, Mario Michel, ma'am, Mr. Mario Michel decided not to contest the election, not to seek re-election. He contested two elections, 97 and 2001, and he did not contest in 2006.
Okay, well, my bad. And what's about Dr. Peplon?
I'm not too sure for for Pep whether he decided not to contest or be replaced.
He was fired by the then Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, Dr. Kennedy D. Anthony, and to be continued by Philip Joseph Pierre.
Yes,
okay, so
yes, ma'am.
That's not something new.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Pulle.
Okay.
Have a blessed afternoon.
You too. And thank you so much for calling the broadcast. And what's happening in the chat room, Amanda? Let's find out.
Tim, a few comments from earlier commentary reads, Joachim Henry laughed also when he was asked about whether he would be the endorsed candidate. Unlike the slamming of a domino brap, they were gone. Hashtag SLP Chronicles. Someone says John Estefan was trying to get the candidacy for UWP. The branch selected Titus Prevail and now he defected to SLP. What kind of person does that? Commentary reads, can somebody please tell the Miku South candidate for SLP she is not going to win that seat? Shake my head. Commentary says, I have never seen this in the history of St. Lucia's politics. So Labour supporters will be going to an election voting for the person they know little or nothing about. That's laughable and pure ignorance if St. Lucians fall for that. A commentary says when a government starts attacking, distracting and deflecting, it's because they're running out of time and out of ideas. The SLP is feeling the heat. A NewsSpinner says this is over the best 4 years of political arena by a government inherited in power. The very fact that the UWP cannot express any disagreement concerning government policies and only talk in rum shop talk. Look, now I am hearing about roads and water that was given no attention for almost 6 years under UWP. Mess talk like St. Lucia will be the next Dubai. We are going to build 3 islands. So he must have been in a very deep sleep that he is yet to awaken from. Commentary reads, SLP is going to lose. Who changes all the incumbents when they are in office? Commentary says St. Lucia has no time for experimental politicians at this crucial juncture. Those elected will have to join the race while running. We have the SLP and our island has imploded. Commentary says, I don't have an issue with shuffling candidates, one just has to be strategic about it. A NewsSpinner says but why would he decline if he was impartial? Shake my head. Commentary says, callers absolutely right. Our roads need more than patchwork. We need proper maintenance, proper markings and proper planning. It's not just about driving, it's about safety, efficiency and respect for the people. A commentary says, this has to be the most independent candidates ever vying for political office. And a few comments here from the YouTube platform. A NewsSpinner says Labour knows how to play politics, hence why they have won so many elections. Whether through juju, loyalty or just straight up confusion, they know how to win, so UWP needs to be awake and not woke. Commentary says a party can change who they want as long as the people of the party support and trust their party's decision to change. PJP said he knows how to play politics, not how to govern. And a commentary from YouTube reads, I am tired of politicians. They are so boring and almost like robots. Don't we have any politician that still has a heart, that knows how to love and how to share love with its people? Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air. Okay, we lost that call. Let's try another call. Hello, good afternoon to you. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Hey, good afternoon, Tim and Amanda.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Tim, on Monday, I think you know what you're doing when you quickly played Mr. King's comparison between Sir John and Mr. Pierre, and then you run for the exit door. So we didn't have a chance to tackle that. I'm not sure if Mr. King either did not take the time to know Sir John, or Mr. King took leave of his senses, or he's trying to rehabilitate Philippe J. Pierre to elevate him to be more acceptable to a larger part of the St. Lucian electorate. And the reason I say that is, if he wanted to make a fair comparison between Mr. Pierre and somebody, Dr. Kenyon is still alive. Mr. King was the Prime Minister. He could have compared Mr. Pierre to the two of them that's still alive. Why didn't he compare Mr. King to them? That means you think he was a bad Prime Minister and he didn't give Kenny much kudos either. Why choose, Sir John, when the two of you are right there? You were former Prime Minister. Why don't you compare him to yourself? That means you think you are not a good Prime Minister.
Let's put it in a very simple way, a very simple form. You must always be kind to the boss. You must always say nice things about the boss.
You know where I was going with that. I was going to the kissing. You're so perceptive. You know where I was going with that. But I spoke with two Labour friends who were a little appalled because here they go trying to make the distinction between Flambeau and Labour, and you're telling them that what they need to aspire to is the epitome of what was the UWP up to then, and he ought to know that the UWP is more right of center and more aligned with other countries in the West, like Trinidad and Antigua and Guyana and Canada, United States, Europe, and stuff like that. Whereas the SLP always sees itself aligned with Venezuela and sometimes Cuba and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but he has to know the two ideologies are very different. So John would not align himself with a leftist Venezuela as opposed to somewhere else, He forget that Sir John wasn't as crass, wasn't as insensitive, wasn't as vindictive as Mr. Pierre. Sir John would tell his when he wins, wouldn't tell them, you lose, I win. That would not be coming from Sir John, not on his worst day. Sir John, anybody who knows the man knows he was down to earth. He dealt with everybody. I don't know if you knew of a gentleman who used to push something. I forgot his name now. We used to call him. He used to heckle Sir John.
Henry
Zalimet, I think his name was.
Is it Henry
No,
Poir?
Zalimet. Remember Henry Poir as well. Yes, Zalimet.
Yeah.
Even when at Sir John's meetings, when he heckled Sir John would call him and talk to him, and there would be a good laugh and stuff like that. He wouldn't tell the man, "We win, you lose," and stuff like that. You look at this, the SLP from the time of George Odlum and Peter Josie, who's become a better statesman now, and they brought a level of antagonism, of hate, into St. Lucian politics, which is perfected and carried on by Kenny Anthony and Philippe J. Pierre up to this day. That's not Sir John's style. The man has his faults like everybody else, but to compare the two and put them on the same par, no. Sir John would not look at the hospital right now. Whether you look at UWP or SLP without Sir John, if Sir John was the one responsible, I have no doubt the hospital St. Jude's would have been finished in 4 years or less. The man did infrastructure like nobody else in St. Lucia. I sound like Donald Trump there, like nobody else, but that's what Sir John would have done. That hospital would not take 13 or 14 years to finish. He was about getting things done. These people. Look at look at what we're getting. We're getting the older hospital with the concrete, which has the spores of the how you call it, the mold in there, which will come back out anytime, because black mold does not really go away. And in concrete, like the bricks building the old hospital there, that thing, whether it's 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, that thing will grow again. You have the cladding, which has been tested in the most northern and coldest climates. In the heat of the Saudi desert, everybody building around the world now use the cladding. You leave that, go back to the old building. Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Oman, whether you look at Canada, Norway, Finland, hot, cold countries use the cladding of the new hospital. They don't use the old concrete anymore because they realize that's not good for a hospital environment. What does Philippe J. Pierre do? Go back to the old concrete hospital. That is not progression. That is not vision. Even he admitted, Mr. Pierre said, and it's on video, that the UWP has more plans than the SLP. He forgot to add that they also execute more. And anybody who's honest will tell you the SLP has stood against almost everything Sir John did. How could you tell me that they're like Sir John? They oppose the backfilling of even the Castries Harbour. The construction of the government buildings on Conway right now, they oppose that, the backfilling of Sans Souci, the filling of Rodney Bay, which we all enjoy now, the developments in Rodney Bay. SLP oppose all these things. Pigeon Island Causeway, remember the uproar over that? That was opposed. The East Coast Highway, they said, what was the thing? Sir John is building highway to send St. Lucians to die. That was the SLP line. They opposed the building of Huron International Airport. They said, Sir John is bringing big planes to kill St. Lucians, They opposed Point Seraphine, At the time, I think it was said to be the largest or the first dedicated cruise ship port in the OECS of Southern Caribbean. They opposed that. Now, that is given, call it sold, 30, 40 years, to GPH. Imagine Sir John giving Point Seraphine to somebody for 30-something years, knowing that contract, that deal with GPS will, over the 30-year life period, will deprive St. Lucians of about $750 million. on the conservative side, that means St. Lucians could have been making that money if we didn't have GPH. That is not Sir John's style. Sir John aligned himself with leaders like Pierre Trudeau and the Barbados, Eugenia Charles, and people like that, not the people in Venezuela. So for him to say that, it tells you he either is trying to rehabilitate Philippe J. or he doesn't know anything about Sir John. Sir John was a true statesman, never vindictive, never thin-skinned. He wasn't used to victimizing people. He governed for all St. Lucians, not his side, not the people who voted for him, not unliking each other and stuff like that. Sir John had a long-term vision. Up to now, the UWP has what part of Sir John's vision of what he wants for St. Lucia. That's why Shas tried to focus on the South, because Sir John, one of his regrets was he never did anything as big for the South as he could have. And if he had gotten into power and stayed there 2006 or whatever, he was going to tackle the South in a big way. That's why Alan Chasney, in honoring part of Sir John's vision, realizing how right he was about that, he wants to look at the South in a different way. So the man had vision, had long-term vision. Philippe J. is about short-term, right now, handouts, not about the long-term development of St. Lucia. So there's no comparison. Thank you, Tim, for allowing me so much time.
Thank you so much for calling. 4522979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Another call via WhatsApp. Let's try to get that call. I think we lost the call. But let's go through some of your messages. In the meantime, somebody says there. Okay, let's take that call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Amanda, how are you?
Good afternoon, caller. I'm fine, thank you.
You know, I've given my homicide statistics for the month of July and throughout the year.
Yes, sir.
I'm yet to be challenged. I want you to check something for me, that I'm going to mention it. On the 15th of July, a gentleman from Canary named Nobel Jabati died tragically in Beaufort at the St. Jude's Hospital. He didn't drown, he did not die as a result of a motor vehicle accident. That was on the 15th of July. On the 21st of July, a gentleman by the name of Duncan Sylvester died tragically at his home in Millet. Jabati will be buried on Sunday the 21st. Duncan Sylvester will be buried today. And up to now, we have heard nothing, no reports about these two deaths from the authorities. Not from the police, not from the fire service, not from anybody. So I'm not going to add them to my list, because you know what my list is. It stands at 18 for the month of July. If these two prove to be homicide, I leave it there for the police to respond to this. How did these two persons die? One on the 15th of July, one on the 21st of July. One will be buried today at Jackmel. The other one will be buried today at Rambadis Chapel in Latuni, Beaufort. So let them come out and prove me wrong. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much. The NewsSpin statistician. Thank you so much for that contribution. Somebody says that WhatsApp, Tim, Castries North has two independent candidates. Yes, there is. There is Mr. Stevenson King as an independent candidate, and also Marcellus Backsteed also as an independent candidate. Another call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. There is Mr. Stevenson King as an independent candidate. Hello, good afternoon.
Timothy Poleon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Go, where you from? Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
All right. So I book Pennsylvania. Na good.
Right. Guamundo, c'est pas tout ça qui clé qui là. Bon. Mais oui, tu vote by président l'Amérique. Soutan, même si on qui vote Balia, yo ka le concert Marie-Madeleine. Parce que il va pas faire rien qui majorité ça il a fait il pas aimer, il pas travailler, il pas en faveur yo. Bon, right now la Saint-Lucie. Moi j'en dit Labour Party yo en chat. Yo pas ni pièce garantie yo ka gen
Ma dit ça, moi dit yo ka panique, c'est ça moi dit yo ka panique. Ma pièce
panique quand chat.
Ma pièce position pour do whether SLP ka gen et ben UDP ka gen. Ma position pour tout ça.
Right, parce que c'est mon qui a vote là qui a décidé.
Oui.
Qui mon a vote bail. Bon, on nous quand tu about Alan Chasney pour moi, m'a dit SLP 100%, hein. M'a dit ça. Mais quand tu dis about Alan Chasney pour moi, Alan Chasney, tu voulais mettre, comment on dit ça, taxe à ce monde qui a fait cher bon. Vous avez imaginé ça?
Pourquoi ça a été voulu faire ça?
Moi, pas me ça hier.
Ah, ouais, c'est on est pour ça. Si on parle about bail ou pas ça. Non, écoutez-moi, ou pas ça rien about ça qu'on parler là.
So, pourquoi tu te voulais mettre taxe à ce?
Ça a été voulu. Because a chaque monde qui complain. Beaucoup ka faire fou cher bon any côté. Et ça ka toi casser a chaque sénéban, chaque monde bail kon. So il te voulu régulariser. So si me bail un node. Ma comment tu payer? Puis $50 à l'année m'a changé. Ou ka aller en place pour décider quoi demander côté où ça fait fou cher bon bail comme ça, c'est pour ça. C'est pour ça beaucoup de fait cher bon any côté mon te ka complain about ça.
Well, si c'est ça, I mean, on va pas mettre taxe à ce monde parce que il a fait cher bon de votre côté. Ou jamais fait cher bon?
Non, moi une femme qui a fait.
Moi ça.
Mais si ça me cadeau là, si on est pour hire moun pour garder à sous ça, quand l'argent qui sorti pour payer ces moun ça, pour assurer moun pas faire chez bon any côté, any place. Et donc ça moun ka fait ça tout là. Moun ka boule zodi any côté.
OK, all right. Moi pas really d'accord avec ça, mais on va aller de l'autre côté. Il était aussi de mettre des taxes à ce monde qui a fait, qui vient un salon et qui a dormi en même place. Il était une raison pour faire ça tout.
M'a changé about ça, place. M'a changé about ça. Mettez-moi de bail. Gouvernement a mis tax left, right, et center à les moun. All right? Ou ça va about 2.5. Combien l'année ou en l'Amérique actuellement?
4
l'année. C'est ici, you met 2.5% de l'année, health and security levy. Ou pas de temps about ça?
Moi, commando.
Est-ce que attend about ça? Levy, Philippe Pierre mette à ce monde ici. 2.5% là.
Ça m'a $, moi l'Amérique. Mais c'est Radio Saint-Lucie seulement m'a coûté.
Oui.
So m'a attend tout ça qui a fait Saint-Lucie.
So d'accord avec 2.5% là, taxe là. Pas parler about ça.
Regardez-moi. Moi ça according pour ça Saint-Lucie a dit. 2.5% la ka pige yo. Bon, moi, il va pige bon parce que moi pas là. Mais si ça pas bon pour Saint-Lucie, moi ça d'accord avec ça. Moi c'est pas un parti hack. Mon va parler là.
Madoussa, garçon, Madoussa.
Moi vote by Spider-Man tout. 2016, moi d'accord c'est Gozile. OK? Moi pas stick pour un parti.
Oui.
Si moi descends ici pour l'année prochaine, élection, moi ça va qui bon me vote.
Ok.
Se lè mwen mwen polling station nan, mwen ka deside ki mwen ka vote bay.
Bon mwen do bay avou ale.
Yeah.
Trump ka koute, mais il pas à comprendre pas toi. Ok? On
Yeah.
est papio? On tout papio? Papio nord?
Mwen son citizen.
Ah, ok. Trump ka koute, mais il pas à comprendre pas toi.
Wè la ni moun ki a kompren pa swa. La ni moun, pa kwen ko, la ni moun ki ka kompren pa swa.
Trump pa kompren pa toi, gars.
I pa ka kompren ni, mais la ni moun ka kompren ni.
You can translate bali? Ok.
Yeah.
All right.
Mais ma pe, because ma fwa yon ki pa bon l'Amérique, mwen ka travay, mwen pa ka ale kont lwa.
Ok. All right, Kola.
Mais simplicien, ni pou fon disisyon ki sorye, ki moun yo vle ni pouvoi, ki les pati yo vle pou kondwi simplici. Kyes politisyen pasaje men fè tout bagay right. Ou kay toujou jwen o kompany ka fè bay ki pa bon, ou kay toujou jwen o kompany ka fè bay ki pa bon. Men kon, police station nan, mwen katan on chay corruption police station nan, sa pa vle di tout police corrupt. So, kon la vi a ye, nou pyes pa parfait.
Ok.
Ok?
Okay, caller, nun po ale. Merci beaucoup. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We'll continue in just a moment with more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and of course, we'll have a final update from Amanda King. Please stay with us.
We've just finished dinner, and before we all head off, let's do something very important. Let's go over our hurricane prep list. We need food, water, medicine, important documents. What else? Right, the generator. This year, I'm not taking any chances. I'm getting ours from Europa Hardware in Massad Grocery. Best prices around, and believe me, I don't want to hear, "Daddy, the Wi-Fi's down," when the power's out. Keep your family comfortable. Get your generator at Europa Hardware. Call us today at 452-0763. Europa Hardware, located in Massad Grocery. We service what we sell.
Lucia wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service office at the Carolec building in San Souci remains closed to facilitate urgent maintenance. The Lucia Rodney Bay and Vieux-Fort offices are open to serve customers, and the kiosk in the Blue Coral Mall is available for all services except payments. Customers who wish to make payments during this closure are encouraged to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com. Show pays online and walk-in service options, or participating financial institutions. Payments made via SurePay and My Account Direct on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be processed to customer accounts the same day. Payments made after 4 p.m. will be processed the next business day. For account balances, please dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. Customers can access other Lucelec services by using the virtual service desk at lucelec.com. The management of Lucelec deeply regrets any inconvenience caused by this closure and thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong, no
feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of a secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard for seeing what other imaging can miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. At La Clinique de Corps, we are the only center in St. Lucia offering the most advanced MRI technology. Fast, radiation-free, expertly interpreted, and insurance accepted. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique de Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
In the blink of an eye, disaster can strike. Are you ready? When the winds rage and the rain pours, will you be prepared? Don't let the next hurricane catch you off guard. At MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt, we understand the importance of preparation. From generators to plywood, we have everything you need to weather the storm. Don't wait until it's too late. Visit MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt today and make sure your family is safe and secure this hurricane season. Play it safe. Get prepared.
Yes. That was the Lucia Top 5 for Carnival 2025. Yes. Welcome back to Real Men Take Charge, guys. Real Men Check Up.
To all my listeners out there, visit a men's health clinic in your area today.
PSA checkups are now free.
It's private, it's quick, it's efficient, and convenient.
Music touches the soul, but health keeps the rhythm going. Fellas, it's time to check your PSA levels. It's free, it's simple, it can save your life.
Brothers, do you not know that your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit? Let us be wise stewards of our lives. Prostate test saves lives. Let us not wait until it is too late.
To be a champion, you need to show up for yourself. I'm encouraging every man to take the step. Get checked. Stay strong. Do it for the team. Do it for your family.
My daddy is a hero, and I want him around for a very long time. Daddy, if you care about me, please take care of your health.
I faced colon and prostate cancer head on, and I'm still standing. Early detection saved my life. If I can do it, so can you. Don't wait. Get tested. It's free, it's simple, and it will definitely save your life also.
Real men.
Real men.
Real men take charge.
Real men check up.
That's gone for 6. The Republic Bank CPL is here, and the biggest party in sport just got bigger. This August, all roads lead to Darren Sammy Cricket Ground as the St. Lucia Kings light up the island with 5 explosive home games from August 23rd to 31st. Every 6, every wicket, every roar from the crowd is a shot of pure Caribbean adrenaline. So grab your tickets now at cplt20.com or at your local box office. It's time to turn up for the biggest party in sport.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin. Let's take a final update from you, Amanda, regarding what is being said, what is being written in the chat room.
1 minute, Tim. Okay, there we go. A few comments from earlier. It reads, a new spinner says here, why is Labour changing candidates like that? The handwriting is clearly seen on the wall, and PJP is boasting how strong the Labour Party is. I think he has a loose screw. A commentator reads, in the words of Kenny Anthony, never ever be surprised by what happens in politics. A new spinner says Eric King is so lazy that he never finished the Kawili Park after 20 years. That's how lazy this man is. A commentator reads, it is too obvious the intentions of Mr. John Estefan. He is not a man there for the people, but a man there for himself. How can you be with a UWP party all those years? Titus succeeded in becoming the endorsed candidate, and out of greed you joined the SLP just to vie. This man is hungry for power and is not there for the people. All Babono people take note, this is not a man of our soil, and he does not love nor care for us. Someone says they're firing candidates who won their seats is a slap in the faces of the people who voted for them. How disrespectful. A commentary reads, look like Tinubu came to write the termination list. A NewsSpinner says if SLP has to change so many candidates, not just candidates, but these are actual ministers. This simply means that they were not working over the years. So if they failed, doesn't that mean that this entire SLP government is a failure? A commentary reads, Philip said Sir John had tunnel vision when he spoke about building the highway. That's it for now, Tim.
All right, thank you so much for your final update. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Tim, earlier this week, many of us listeners to your program, including yourself, were aghast with shock after hearing the ridiculous statement made by Stevenson King in which he tried to suggest that there was some similarity between the current Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, and the father of the nation, Sir John George Melvin Compton. Let us tell Mr. King and his supporters in the most emphatic manner that there is absolutely no comparison to be made between these two leaders. Is that a sick joke? This is just an attempt by Mr. King to try to massage the ego of Philip J. Pierre and to bring his Sapa Flambeau supporters closer to the SLP. How long must King go in his attempt to seek relevance with the SLP as he prepared to use that same so-called independent candidate strategy on the people of Castries North in the upcoming general election? Did his act of betrayal of Sir John's party, the UWP, affect his memory? To begin with, Sir John was a distinguished and transformative leader with unparalleled achievements in terms of the development of St. Lucia. He was a man with a classic education in economics and law, with demonstrated command of the English language and knowledge of literature and other arts. He was fiscally prudent and conservative and would never borrow in the reckless manner that we have observed over the past 4 years. Although he was a shrewd politician, he was certainly not a populist, divisive, vindictive, or petty-minded leader, as is most apparent in PJP, who seemed to be driven by a vendetta of hate in which his policy decisions are taken simply to oppose or undermine the leader of the opposition or the previous administration. Sir John had the character and the class to understand the difference between the role of the Prime Minister as being separate and distinct from his role as leader of his party. Sir John was a visionary leader respected throughout the region and wider world. I think we can all agree that no matter what shameless people like groveling King say, it is not the same for the current leader. He simply does not have it. He does not inspire confidence, nor can he command the respect of the people to cause them to be proud of him and themselves as St. Lucians. So King needs to stop his nonsense and his disrespect of the good name of Sir John, whose greatest error was perhaps reposing his trust in King to take over the mantle of leading the UWP after him. Unlike Mr. King, who is suffering from a convenient case of amnesia, the people of Castries North and St. Lucia will not forget his betrayal and wickedness when he stopped the Rodney Bay 4-lane road expansion, his complicit role in what's happening at the HIA and in allowing GPH to get a steal of a deal with 2 of our ports, etc., all of which punishes the people of St. Lucia just to curry favor with PJP and his co-conspirator. A true and great leader, Sir John, would never allow none of these bad decisions to be taken. And moments after the gentleman called from Pennsylvania, he was speaking in Creole, somebody sent me a WhatsApp message speaking about this same individual.
Tim, the man I was talking there, I'll give you a joke about him. Alice Clada there. I know that voice clearly. And he can't say no, that's not his voice. And not him. He's not saying his right, he's not saying his name. But I know him. That man's name is Alice Clark. And he's
nickname were dogs play, cats play, why men don't play. Okay? I know him well. I'm a Lucian, I can tell you. Man play, why man don't play? Dog play, cat play, chicken play, why man don't play? And when he call again, remind him of that.
And now for our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day, it reads, why should MPs be allowed to enter the island's parliament with their firearms? Why should MPs be allowed to enter the island's parliament with their firearms? And finally, the NewsSpin news of the day, it reads, 2 men publicly caned for hugging and kissing in Indonesia. 2 men publicly caned for hugging and kissing in Indonesia. The NewsSpin news of the day. Don't forget to join me this evening, 7 o'clock for the DBS News World, and at 8:30 Newsmaker Live. My guest is independent candidate for Castries North. His name is Marcellus Baxsteed. He is my guest on this evening's Newsmaker Live. Thank you so much for listening on Power 97.9 FM and also watching the broadcast on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as on YouTube. Don't forget, please like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. Once again, that's the broadcast. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.